you so much once again for joining. I'm so grateful that you watched my first live video that I did. Thank you so much for being my follower. Thank you so much for liking my videos. Thank you so much for liking my photos, for the work that I do. I'm so much grateful to you, and God so much bless you. So today I want to begin a video on the common mistakes that you should avoid. Common mistakes that you would avoid when doing a mat. When doing a mat, common mistakes that you should avoid when you are doing a mat using a mat mesh. In my first video, I introduced to you materials that are used in making mat, and one of the main things that I introduced was this one, which is called a tapestry or a mat mesh. Okay, so there are common mistakes that you should avoid when you're using this mat mesh. I want you to take note of it carefully, please, because this is going to help you do a perfect mat. Okay, this is going to help you do a very wonderful, beautiful mat. And I want to say like this: I'm doing a step-by-step videos. We started with introduction. Then step 2, I'm doing I'm doing a video on what to avoid, on mistakes that you should avoid before using this mat mesh. Because there are instances when you are so overexcited on getting this one after you've bought the mat mesh, but you don't know you don't know how it is used. Okay, you don't know how it, you just know it's just a matter of cutting the yarns and fixing, okay, but that is not the case. If you want to do a perfect mat, there are these mistakes that you should avoid. So let me go straight to the point. The first mistake that you should avoid doing a mat. Avoid doing a mat when you have not done the edges. Okay, this is the first thing that you should do. The first thing that you should do is to work on the edges. Why am I saying like this? Why am I saying that way? I want you to do like that so that you avoid such occurrences. You see these occurrences, look carefully. There are these occurrences where when you do your mat, if you have not done the edges, then this is most likely to occur. The edges will not look very presentable, zitakatika. So be very careful to begin the edges first. In my YouTube video, in my YouTube channel, MESH-Berylleakey Creations, I have done a video of how to do the edges, using this latch hook crochet, and also using a normal crochet. Okay, so go to my YouTube channel, you will see how I've done the edges. So number 1 mistake: avoid beginning your work when you have not worked on the edges, so that you avoid these edges to look like this, to look like this. Okay, let me put it, yes, to look like this. Okay, yes, to avoid that. If you do your work when you have not worked on the edges, then most likely you will experience such a thing. Okay, you will experience such a thing. So avoid that. Try to avoid that. That is mistake number 1 that you should avoid. Now, mistake number 2 that you should avoid: those who are using back loop. I mean, there are those who cut and fix. They cut the yarn, yarns, and they fix. Okay, and there are those who do the work by fixing first and then cutting the loops. Now let me go straight to the mistake number 2 you should avoid. If you are doing the cut and fix method, avoid using a blunt pair of scissors. avoid using a blunt pair of scissors. I bought another one here, and at first I even tried with the seller, and I saw it as sharp, but when I came and do the works of cutting the yarns, it was very disappointing. It wasn't cutting through very fast. Ilikuwa ina stuck. It was not cutting very well. Okay, so make sure you buy I know some cannot afford a expensive pair of scissors, but the expensive one are the best because they will last long. Their sharpness will last for long. But these cheap ones, sorry, these cheap ones will really disappoint you, especially in cutting the yarns. It will really disappoint you. So avoid using a blunt pair of scissors, because they will disappoint you even in your work. They will disappoint you, even if not for not in the start, but in the end they will lose their sharpness very fast. Okay, that is mistake number 2. Mistake number 3 that you should avoid. I want you to look at the mat mesh very carefully. We have the lines that go straight downwards, and there are dots, there are holes that goes from right to left or from left to right. Okay, look at it very carefully. When you buy your mat mesh, most of the people don't take note of that. They just begin the work. But I want to advise you to make a wonderful, beautiful, perfect mat. Go with the holes that goes from right to left or from left to right, but not the holes that are running from up to down. Take note of it. Please take note of it very carefully. Go with the holes. There's a difference. If you look at it very carefully, you will see the difference. Very huge difference. So go with the holes that goes from your right to left or from your left to right, and avoid using the holes that goes from up to down. Okay, that one you will not give a good mat. You will not. It will be a mat, but it will not be as perfect as the one making a mat using the holes running from right to left. Okay, so take note of that. That is mistake number 3 that you should avoid. Avoid the holes that are running from up to down. Consider the holes. There are those with short distance, but there are those that looks like long distance holes. I don't know the best word I can explain, but I assume that you've known the difference. Okay, so that is mistake number 3 that you should avoid. Take note of that. Mistake number 4 that you should avoid. Mistake number 4 that you should avoid when using a mat mesh. Please avoid beginning your work before you draw what you want to do, what you want your mat mesh to look like. If you want to begin your mat, make sure you do the drawings first. Make sure you do the drawing first, because the drawings will guide you. The drawings will guide you on what color to put maybe, for example, in this place, and the color to put and the color to put on this place. They will guide you. Okay, so consider using either a mark pen, or you can use a chalk, or anything that can help you draw something in a mat mesh, on a mat mesh. Okay, so try to do your drawings first before beginning your work. If it is a cartoon you want to draw, you want maybe you want your mat to have a SpongeBob, you can draw that SpongeBob first, and then you will that drawing by the use of mark pen will guide you on what colors to put on the SpongeBob. Okay, that's just an example, but I'm not a perfect artist, but I'm trying my best. And so that is the mistake number 4 that you should avoid. Make sure you do the drawings first before you begin your mat. They will guide you to put a color of your choice. If you want to do red here, you will be guided by those lines. If you want to do green here, you will be guided by your drawings with something that you've drawn with. That is mistake number 4 that you should avoid. Mistake number 5 that you should avoid before doing a mat with a mat mesh. Avoid using a thin yarn. Avoid using a thin. This mat mesh doesn't work with a thin yarn. It works with a thick yarn. It works with a thick yarn. Never ever will it work with a small, with a thin yarn. Never. It won't do a beautiful mat. Always when you're buying this, okay, when you're buying this, make sure your type of yarn is thick. I don't know your favorite brand. There are those who use Winter King, there are those who use Robin, there are those who use Butterfly like me, but with whatever brand you will go with, make sure you are thin, your yarn is thick. No, it's thick. Make sure that your yarn is thick. So this will give a beautiful mat like this. It will give you a mat that is shaggy like this, a shaggy mat like this. Okay, it will give you a beautiful mat like this. That is as a result of using the thick yarn. Mistake number 5. Okay, are we at number 5? Mistake number 5 that you should avoid. Look at this mat very carefully. Look at this mat mesh very carefully. This is a smooth part. This is a smooth part of a mat mesh. And then there is this rough part of a mesh. There is this rough part of a mesh. I don't know which side you always prefer to put it as your top, and which side you prefer to put it as your bottom. But for my case, I love it when my top part is this part that is rough. Okay, that is my preference. I don't know your preference, but that is my preference. Why am I saying this? Because it will give out a mat that is not, you see, like this. When I've done like this one, I've done with my top part being a rough part. My top part is a rough part, and my bottom part is a smooth part. So the result of doing a mat when your top is smooth, your mat will be in this shape. Your mat will be in this shape. The final mat will be like this. I don't know if you are getting it, but when it is like this, it is much better. It is much better. At least it is much better, because it can now be on the floor in a good shape. When you're working like that, it gives a good shape to your mat. It doesn't look like your mat is trying to run away. I don't know how I can explain that, but just for your knowledge, make it a habit to use this rough part as your top, as your top, and the smooth part as your bottom. Okay, so, but I'm not restricting someone from beginning with whatever side they want to begin with, but just be considerate. which part you want it to be your top and which part you want it to be your bottom. Mistake number 6, which I think is the last one, and then you will share in the comments below another mistake which you think someone should avoid. Avoid using when you don't have this large crochet and you only have this one. You've gone to your seller, you've gone to your nearest supermarket, and you've only found this small crochet. This crochet with a small hook, with a very small edge. Please avoid buying it. Why am I saying that? It will disappoint you when you are doing your loops. It will disappoint you. I mean, it will not be stable enough to grab the yarn that you are using to make a mat. So at least let it be from, most commonly use a 3.0 millimeter crochet hook. A 3.0, 3.5 or 4.0. Like this case, this is a 4.0 millimeter hook. This is a 4.0 millimeter. I don't know if you can see it. Nimeiweka vibaya. This is a 4.0. There. This is a 4.0 millimeter hook. So if you are using this one, if you don't have a large hook crochet, if you don't have this one, I advise you go for the 3.0 millimeter hook, 3.5 millimeter hook, or 4.0 at most. Why am I saying that? Because 4.5 millimeter crochet hook is a big one. Don't know if I have it here. Let me check. 4.5, yes, 4.5. This is a 4.0 and this is a 4.5. So this is a 4.5. With 4.5 you will struggle. You will struggle to get into the holes of the mat mesh. So 4.5, no. Just stop it at 4.0. 4.0 you can comfortably enter through the holes. 3.5 you can comfortably go through the holes. 3.0 millimeter crochet you will comfortably get in through the holes. So be considerate when you're buying these crochet hooks, and you only you can afford this one. You just do it with the crochet that are recommended. So that's it for today. I think I've explored the ones that the common mistakes that I wanted to address, so that when you are going to buy your mat mesh, you will come and check on this video, and it will guide you on what to do. It will guide you on what to do. So I've come to the end of the video. If you have any question, you can comment down below. If you have any question, you can comment down below. And if you have any other mistake that I have not mentioned, you can also mention it in the comment below. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. I am Berylleakey, and I am kindly requesting you to please follow my page, Berylleakey Creation. I will really appreciate. All my Facebook handles, my YouTube, Berylleakey Creations. Go and check the videos that I've placed there. My page, Berylleakey Creations. Come and check the mat mesh, the materials that I have. Actually, I have all the materials that you need for making the mats. Okay. Also, I am the admin Handmade Mats. if you have any complaint, you can pass it through me, and then and also if you have any concern, you can share with me, so that I will share with my senior, and then we see what to do. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. I'm so much grateful. I'm looking forward to the third video, where I will teach you something else. We are going step by step. I started with the introduction. Now I've gone to the mistakes that you should avoid, and now number 3, I will see what to do, so that we go step by step, so that you don't miss any step when you're making a mat mesh. And by the end of it, you will be able to share with others what you have learned here in my page. Okay, so if you have not followed me, please follow my page, Berylleakey Creations, because this is where I do the live. I cannot do the live in Handmade mat. There it is a group. I cannot do the live there because my Facebook, my laptop Facebook does not consider Handmade mat. So follow me, Berylleakey Creations, so that you will get the updates of the more videos that I'll be making using a mat mesh, so that by the end of it, many people will learn and they will be able to teach others. I don't charge anybody for my videos. So if you want to see my videos, if you want me to clarify to you something concerning the mat, I'll be in position to. My number is 0714 338 049. My number is 0714 338 049. You can get me through that number, or if you are in position to order the mat materials, you can order. I am located in Kirinyaga County, Mwea, specifically Gurubani. So when you reach Mwea, the main stage, my shop is just near the main stage. So if you you're just in Mwea stage, just give me a call and I will direct you on where my shop is. Or if you know Mwea very well, if you know where Focus Medical is, my shop is just near the place. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your camping here, and God bless you so much. Thank you.